Well, good morning, everyone. Mic check, check, baby. 1, 2, 3. Who's in? Hello, little angels. True Crime Beat. I suspect we'll be doing a video about this. Chrissy said hello to our Connie. Thank you, Karma Libra, Virginia Wolf. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I was in here earlier for the pre-party, and as you can see, I left the warning up for a minute. That way I don't have to say trigger warning 5,050,000 times throughout this show because it is nothing but a trigger warning. But before we get to that, I want to talk to you about another crime. This is some serious business. If everybody could look at their screen, we know that we have an issue between who is the worst cat. Is it OJ or is it Chip? Okay. Well, we have video evidence that shows who egged on this stealing of the tricycle. But there's a twist. You will see. Okay, Susan said it wasn't their fault. Actually, they both have been influenced by this. This is Uli's cat, Finn. Not only does he knock over all of her potted plants, she cannot put up a Christmas tree. He gets snacks when he's not allowed. So we're going to go ahead and say that Uli's cat, Finn, is the bad influence amongst the entire cat neighborhood. Well, let's take a second and tell everybody, good morning, welcome your neighbor, Baptist style. You know, shake a hand, give an internet hug. Ooh, Chrissy said Finn is a badass, not a bad influence. My goodness, what to do? Joy said my cat just looked at me like WTF. Well, he's probably part of the club too, because as we know, OJ is a perfect little black angel. Well, I have a perfect little white angel backstage, and we are going to talk about this case about Dawson Zamora. Who in here has heard of this case? It's really not out in the lame stream media as I think it should, but hey, they don't exactly let me plan anything. So without further ado, let's bring up Jeannie True Crime. Okay, lots of people in here are saying have not heard of this case. Jeannie brought it up to me over the weekend, and I still haven't found a big enough shovel to get my jaw off the ground. Welcome, Jeannie.
Good morning, Brooks. I know it's horrible. I have no words for this case. It's just
Well, it comes down to this. I'm just going to make it real simple to everybody, as simple as I can make it, but there's a lot more twists and turns. Okay, on the left of your screen, that is Chelsea Berg. In the middle is her son that she shares with another man, who, by the way, is an awesome dude. That is Dawson Zamora, who was recently taken off of life support on his dad's birthday. On the right of your screen is Christopher Alexander, who is a real righteous piece of shit. And I don't mean righteous as in God's way. I mean, he's just a piece of shit. I'm just going to say just. He beat that little boy to the point of brain damage, severed intestines, and you name it. Jeannie, I'm going to let you continue.
Yeah. In October, he was taken to the hospital by her boyfriend. He was pronounced dead when he arrived at the hospital, but the doctors had brought him back. And so from October to December the 7th, he was on life support. He had a global brain bleed. The first week he was there, they had to operate on his little intestines because he wasn't able to go to the bathroom. And he suffered from October to December. Like you said, on his dad's birthday, he took his last breath because of court, because of things that had to be done in court. Because the mom wanted to see him before he passed away. And the dad said, no.
No. And here is a picture of the father with Dawson. And I don't know what Chelsea was thinking, because Dawson's dad is a good-looking dude, and he is a hard worker. He owns one of the biggest moving businesses in Amarillo, Texas that there is.
Yeah.
He's got shit going for him. But she wants to be a ratchet bitch and hang out with this guy in Dallas.
That piece of shit. I'm sorry. I'm not
you go right ahead, baby. There's going to be lots of curse words flying around here today, and I don't want to hear a damn thing about it. Okay, so what would have been your first clue when old Christopher Alexander grabbed his hefty bag full of clothing and decided to move into your house? Besides the hefty bag, Jeannie, what would have made you think he's not a good fit to be a family man or around your children? I'm going to let you go first.
Well, thank you, Brooks. Well, I mean, the first red flag that I would have seen was his ankle monitor that he had on his fucking ankle. Sorry for the language, but yeah, she let him move in to her house with her two small children with an ankle monitor.
Now, Jeannie, what is this ankle monitor for? Besides a crime?
Stalking.
Felony stalking.
Yes.
And she just thought that he was the bee's knees. Ashley Higgins said, oh, hell no. Susan said, a criminal? Oh, hell no. Toot said, ah, fuck. Melanie, oh, my Lord. Again, let me count the ways of these women that pick pogo sticks over babies. You know what I mean, Jeannie?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's disgusting. It is truly disgusting.
Joy said, why? No D is worth my kiddo. NC Mountain Girl, where do they find these men? Only Chelsea Berg, Critical K, and Lisa K. Ruitz would know, because they wouldn't come into my yard. I wouldn't care if they had an ankle monitor on and they were offering to mow the yard for free. No.
Hell
Get
no.
the hell out of here. All right, let's just do a little recap of the case, and then we're going to get to the nitty gritty. This is from Fox 4 out of Dallas. Remember, Chelsea Berg and Mr. Ankle Monitor, they live outside of Dallas, McKinney specifically. If you're from the Texas area, which is basically as big as 6 fucking countries, then you're going to know what I'm talking about. Amarillo is way on the other side of the state. So for people to say that Dawson's father knew what was going on, not possible. 100% not possible. He is a victim as well, in my opinion, and I will die on that hill.
I agree.
Any mother charged in a child abuse investigation wants to visit her son before he dies. Chelsea Berg and her boyfriend, Christopher Alexander, were charged with injury to a child. 3-year-old Dawson Zamora is on life support at a Dallas hospital. Alexander brought the boy to the hospital and claimed he was in another room when Alexander heard a thud and found the boy injured. Well, investigators say the extent of the boy's injury.
He heard a thud and took him to the hospital. That's one hell of a thud, don't you think, Jeannie?
I agree. I
Mhm.
agree. Especially when he brought him into the hospital, he was not breathing.
And he was dead, technically.
Yes, he had no pulse.
And they brought him back to life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go through the list of injuries on this 3-year-old beautiful little boy, you would want to know exactly how the hell they even revived him. 3 years old. And the heard a thud is a copycat of what Katie Proudfoot said about Sebastian.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See, these criminals pick up on other criminals. Letitia Stout was almost textbook Terry Horman. Okay?
Oh, that is perfect example right there. Perfect example.
Megan Boswell was almost textbook Casey Anthony. And now we have this heard a thud. Well, Katie Proudfoot, I hope you're proud of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Heard a thud. A 3-year-old, you would hear more than a thud. Geez, we've all had 3-year-olds. They don't make thuds. They make, noise. Crazy ass noises. Shit we can't replicate. They're kids.
Yes. Yeah, but if you're
Injuries.
beating them, you know.
Oh, that's a thud.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And I want to know if there's any truth to this rumor, because there's truth in everything. Was there really a boot print on that little baby's belly?
Yep.
There
Yep.
was.
There was. His dad seen it. He said there was a mark on his belly that looked like a boot print.
Son of a bitch. Fucking boot print on his little belly.
Injured. Well, investigators say the extent of the boy's injuries were inconsistent with that explanation. Fox 4 assignments editor Megan Boyd joins us now with an update in this case. Megan.
Yeah, Hannah, the little boy, as you mentioned, is Dawson Zamora, and I do want to show you his photo that we just received. I just got off the phone with his dad, who told me, unfortunately, they do not have positive news in terms of Dawson's condition. He is on life support, but doctors have told his dad, even if his son wakes up, they don't believe he will have any quality of life. His condition has not improved.
Now, Megan, we mentioned the boy's mom in this case. She's been asking a judge for permission to see Dawson to say her goodbyes.
Okay. Now, as we know, Dawson has passed. Okay. He died on his daddy's birthday in his arms. And if you see hold on. Sister Karen said, "Good morning, Brooks and everyone. Please don't keep saying Lisa Kay's name because you know she will appear. And Brooks, please don't keep saying Lisa Kay's name because you know she will appear. You say it one more time and she will. She's like freaking Beetlejuice." Anyway, she is. Say Lisa Kay Ruetz 3 times in a row. Try it, Jeannie.
No.
Jeannie don't want to do it. No, Jeannie don't want to do it.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to ask all of our amazing friends in chat first. Then, since Jeannie's in the hot seat, do you blame Dawson's father for going to the courts and advocating for his son to keep Chelsea Berg away and out of the hospital room while his son was clinging for life? Do you blame him? Now, right now, you don't know the whole story, so let's just go off your gut reaction. Do you blame him for saying, "No, you are not going to be around my son"? What's your answer? Well, you have a very good gut reaction because, again, you don't even know the whole story. Jeannie, do you blame Mr. Zamora for saying, "Stay the hell away"? Not even the hospital room. You don't even come to the hospital parking lot. Do you blame him, Jeannie?
That would be a very hard no.
No.
They
No.
had found old bruises on him from before. The doctors have found old bruises that were seen on the MRI
Uh-huh.
that happened before he was brought to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Healing bruises. So to say this thud caused severed intestines and a brain bleed makes no sense.
No, absolutely not.
She had no business being there. Ilyanka said, "Hi, Jeannie. They're out replacing our water lines." What's up, Ilyanka? Jeannie's not a plumber. You need Jeannie's help to help with the lines?
They're out replacing our water lines.
What's up, Ilyanka? I think she just say hi to Jeannie on panel and then let everybody know they're replacing the water lines. But hey, Jeannie's a pretty crafty lady, so hey, you never know.
A judge for permission to see Dawson to say her goodbyes. Has that permission been granted?
Yeah, so I just checked the court records again moments ago. As of right now, she still cannot come within 500 feet of Dawson. Now, Chelsea Berg is charged with injury to a child, and her bond conditions stated that she not have contact with him. And she filed, as you mentioned, an emergency motion to modify those bond conditions. Here's a piece of it that you're seeing here on the screen. She is asking to have a supervised visit before her son passes away. Now, it does not appear, again, that this motion was granted. And when I spoke to her ex-husband, Dawson's dad, he said that they have a lot of things going on in terms of who has power of attorney before they make any decisions about ending care for their son. But
Nope.
Good old family court. The only thing that family court knows how to do is simp for ho mamas and tell people where to send the check. I get so sick of that shit.
Yep.
You can preach about co-parenting all day, but when people go to the lengths that some of these women do, as in Chelsea Berg, you know what it's really all about.
So when he was brought to the hospital, she was arrested right away, and so was he. The monster. I'm gonna say the monster, the evil monster. I'm not even gonna say his name because I don't want to. He don't deserve a name being said about him, but an evil monster. She was granted bail, and he was not.
So she gets out of jail and she wants to visit her son in the hospital. Now, they also have an older daughter, beautiful
Yes.
little girl, and she is now with her daddy, right?
Right. She is with her dad, and she is being very well protected.
Very well protected. And the Zamora family in Amarillo, Texas, all I can say about Mr. Ankle Monitor, he better pray he is left in jail. He better pray he's left in jail because those people know how to get down. He won't make it to court. And this is a capital murder charge. Okay?
Yes.
He is going to wind up on Texas's death row. Okay?
Can't be soon enough.
Can't be soon enough. Okay. This emergency motion to modify is being presented to this court to seek modification of the bond conditions to allow Slut to have supervised access to her son so she can say goodbye to her son before he passes away. Denied. Denied.
He says he hopes this judge does not grant the request.
Megan, can you explain what the court records show in terms of what exactly happened to Dawson?
Hannah, this is a tragic case. We got a copy of an arrest warrant affidavit for Christopher Alexander, that's Chelsea Berg's boyfriend. It states that Chelsea left Dawson in Chris's care. He called her at work frantically, saying that he was taking Dawson to the hospital. He told hospital staff that maybe the boy fell off the bed, but that he was in another room and just heard a thud. Hospital staff said that Dawson was dead when they got to the ER. They were able to revive him, but said that his injuries were not consistent with a fall. They talk about a brain bleed, along with several other extensive injuries and trauma to his body. Chelsea told police that Dawson was not injured in any way when she left for work this morning. So lots of questions still. One thing to note is that leaves up to question why Chelsea was ultimately arrested. We have requested her arrest affidavit as well. The court told me yesterday that it should be available by the end of this week. So hopefully that gives more details as to what happened to this little boy.
Just a heartbreaking situation. Well, Megan, we appreciate you for following this story.
Dear God.
Yeah.
Dear God.
And Dawson's dad, how he found out was he got a call from CPS. And they asked him if he knew what was going on with his son. And his dad's like, no. And they said that he was at the hospital. How fast can you get there? And he said, I'm on my way.
Well, he's documented a lot of stuff on his own Facebook. This is Darren. That's how it's pronounced. Some people say Darian Zamora.
Yeah.
Okay, December 8th, which is a day after Dawson took his last breath. Okay, this is hard to get through. First, let me just start with the pictures and then we'll go to it. You'll get the point. There he is with his son and his daughter. He said, my son's funeral will be this Saturday. It will be held at Hillside Christian Church, Soncy Road, Amarillo, Texas, and will be open to the public. He said, I'll do my best to speak alongside my daughter, Harper, in attendance. This is a true, disgusting act of evil. Mm-hmm. And I still can't believe this is real life. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Amarillo, Texas, for having my back and creating this army we now have as we push for justice. There is no better place for me to do this than there. There he is sleeping by his little boy in the hospital. Did not leave his side unless he had to go to court to fight with Chelsea. Bug-eyed Chelsea. Is she on drugs? Because I've never seen eyes pop out of sockets like that.
Yeah, and I posted that on my page, and he did make a comment how appreciative he was of me to post that, because it's for the public. Anybody can attend.
Good. I'm going to see if Goose and Karen are going to go. Those are our friends in Amarillo. There he's got on a Justice for Dawson hat. He's holding his baby boy. There he is again, asleep. Look at all the monitors around that beautiful baby boy. Look at that. Look at that. Boy, they look alike, don't they?
Yeah. I mean,
Black.
he was 3 years old. He never even got to do anything in his life. He's
Nope.
such a beautiful little boy.
Everything was taken from him, taken from his daddy, taken from his sister. She'll never have a real sense of security knowing what happened to her little brother. This is a trauma she's going to carry for the rest of her life because she was there.
Yeah, exactly.
There he is with little Dawson.
Yeah. It's when he was younger. He was probably about, I would say, about 2 there.
So on December 8th, he made a post. My heart is extremely heavy, but this is important that I notify the public before others speculate and speak for me. I want you guys to hear it directly from me, as y'all have been on this journey alongside me. And it was a 2-month journey while his little boy was on life support and he was battling the courts to keep that bitch away. With great sorrow, I come here today to notify the public that my son Dawson has passed away. He died on my birthday yesterday. December 7th at 10:42 a.m. was his time of death. His gift to me was his final breath, and we are now forever interlocked with my birth and his death. He held on to spend one last birthday with me and refused to go until then. Let me take a deep breath. Give me a second. Just give me a second. I'll be all right. I also want to notify the public that Slut Pants has been taken into custody and has been charged with capital murder. She's been charged at the highest degree due to her lack of effort in protecting our children. There will be a 6-page arrest affidavit that will become public with evidence of her involvement. And this is why I'm coming out publicly now before others get their hands on it. He's a smart dude because there's a web sleuths in every corner of the internet. Remember what happened again in Stout?
Yeah, exactly.
What will come out absolutely breaks my heart all over again. My son didn't have to die. This could have been prevented. He should have been protected, and now he was murdered. My 3-year-old murdered. I'm left carrying this, and I don't know where to go from here. I'm at a loss of words, so please keep my daughter Harper and I in your prayers as I come up with a way to navigate all of this. I'm taking this day by day, decision by decision, with no playbook. I would say he's doing a perfect job, and I can't say that for really any other cases with the way people have navigated. He has been on it. Because like he says, he has no playbook. This is new territory, you know?
Oh, I think he's doing an awesome job.
He is.
He's going to get justice for his son.
He says, I'm 31 years old, having to bury my 3-year-old son, and I obviously wasn't prepared for this because we shouldn't have to bury our children. I haven't lost a family member or a friend, and now this is my first experience of death. As always, thank you to my friends, keeping me on my feet. Thank you to the DA's office, the judges, my attorney, the McKinney Police Department, all helping find justice for my son. My biggest thank you is to all the medical staff that did everything they could and allowing me the opportunity to say goodbye to my son, allowing me the opportunity to hold him as he took his final breath. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. Okay. Now, there is a GoFundMe. Let me find it real quick. Hang on. I should have had it pulled up already. Zamora GoFundMe. Hang on. And of course, someone's going to get pissed about this. But the minute I saw it, I was on the phone with Jeannie. And what did I say, Jeannie? I said, good for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for them.
$61,000. Good for them.
Yeah.
He's to bury this little boy. He's got a lot of stuff going on. And let's not forget, he didn't work for 2 months. Okay?
Yeah.
He's a good dude. And I'm glad that everybody backed him. Everybody. I mean, hell, people he's never even met are dropping hundies. I mean, really, good for him that he has this support. Really.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy for him. I mean, he's going to be going through a lot. He's going through a lot right now, but he's going to be going through a lot more when the court case comes up. And I mean, he has to travel there, you know, so he's going to go through a lot.
He's going to exactly a lot of travel to McKinney. He's already talking about a foundation that he wants to, prevent this type of thing. I don't know how you would prevent it, but, I'm sure there's always someone smarter than me. I mean, hell, OJ's smarter than me. Don't forget that he's capped out on his medical, so he's going to have to pay some of these medical bills.
Yeah.
He's got a lot going on. So when some people get pissed off and they go, $61,000, I say, good for him. Good.
He deserves it, if not more.
If not more. And it's going to continue to raise, I can tell you.
Oh, yes.
Now people ask, how did Chelsea know that this was going to happen? How could she? And there are still some people that say, but Chelsea couldn't have known. Chelsea was just at work. Chelsea doesn't know. Chelsea loves her children. Chelsea loves her children. She already knew. She already knew. Look at these text messages. How would Chelsea know? How could you blame Chelsea? Oh my God, Chelsea's a good mom. I mean, my gosh, come on. She loves her children. That's the reason she moved them all the way from Amarillo, away from their father, alienated him, kept taking him to court for child support, and then moved in Mr. Ankle Monitor. She's a great mom. Okay, Brex, she's a great mom. No, she's not.
No, she's not.
No.
When you text your boyfriend, #boyfriend, you're dangerous. You're dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that not just clue in right now? There, like, get him out of your goddamn house if he's dangerous.
Every time she went home, there was a new injury on Dawson. And as we know, in cases like this, it doesn't just happen to one child. So don't think that the daughter, Harper, hasn't had to undergo forensic child psychiatry. I guarantee they've asked her a lot of questions, as in, did anything happen to you?
Yeah. But apparently, according to her, she thought it was the daycare that was looking after Dawson, that was leaving the bruises. But yet, she still left him at daycare. Yeah, she's mother of the goddamn year, isn't she?
Isn't she the best? Exactly. All right, I'm putting the GoFundMe link in there. I see a couple of people are asking for it. Hey, you know that I'm not a crowdsourcing person. I'm not the one that says put your money here or there or whatever. But hey, feel free because this daddy needs a war chest.
Yep.
Magic Star said mothers aren't automatically the best parent, and some courts are finally starting to realize that in custody disputes, not often enough. Brett wants to know, where was the daughter when this was happening? I will let Jeannie answer that.
She was there because CPS came to the house and they removed the daughter. So she was there. This is how Dawson's dad found out about his son, through CPS. Because when he went to the hospital, his wife, ex-wife, and her mother were there at the hospital.
Mhm.
And she said to him that she doesn't think he's going to make it. And they would not allow either one of them, the mother or the grandmother, back to see him because the cops were already there at the hospital when the evil monster brought him in.
I will say this right now, McKinney Hospital did a great job jumping on it, saying, nope, this was not monkeys jumping on the bed. Nope, this didn't happen. They life-flighted him from McKinney to Dallas Memorial. And if you're from this area, you know that that is one of the best hospitals in the world.
Yeah, they did. They did an awesome job. And they, right away, they knew that something more had happened.
Uh-huh.
Oh, maybe they seen the evil monster's ankle monitor, maybe? Don't know.
Or knew that severed intestines couldn't be from jumping off the bed. Let's face it, kids are made of rubber. Kids are made of they're made of cartilage. They're feisty little things. I'm telling you. They can knock out their front teeth and jump up and keep running.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Melanie, you're exactly right. Amarillo to McKinney is a trip and a half. Yep.
It's like 6 hours, isn't it? From what I've heard now. It's a 6-hour drive.
It's 4 hours from my house. It's a lot closer for Mel. Hold on. Miss Kay said fundraiser not found. Yeah, it's right there. Did I do something wrong? Hold on. Copy. Paste. Sorry, Miss Kay. If I did something wrong, that would be 100% on me. Boot print on his belly, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, so from where I live, outside Tulsa to McKinney, roughly 4 hours. Me to Amarillo is 6 hours. Okay. So, yeah, Amarillo over to Dallas is about 6 hours. Because, again, Texas is a big-ass state. Yeah. All right. Now, wait till you all see this. You're going to shit brick.
On October 14th, McKinney police say a 3-year-old boy was rushed to the hospital unresponsive. He had severe brain trauma, bruising all over his body, among other injuries. The boy's mother, Chelsea Renee Berg, and her boyfriend, Christopher Alexander, are charged with injury to a child. And Alexander faces a charge of tampering with evidence. But this new arrest warrant affidavit shows there were signs something was wrong weeks before that.
Okay, can we talk about, before I get to the weeks before, because this went on into September, okay? A month before little Dawson was brought in. What is the tampering with evidence? And obviously my brain's not working right because I've read the affidavit. What evidence did he tamper with?
I have no idea. I don't know. Tampering with evidence. That's a good question.
Because a lot of stuff is redacted. I think it could possibly be that he tried to clean up the scene before he took him to the hospital.
Actually, you're probably right because they did find blood in the house.
Okay.
They did find blood.
Shows there were signs something was wrong weeks before that. On September 9th, Berg.
Okay. So Slut Mom sends this text to Mr. Ankle Monitor. He has a bruise on his eyebrow and his whole jawline and cheek is bruised.
Mm-hmm.
This was in September. This was a month before he was taken to the hospital, brought back to life, and put on life support. These are her words to her friend that she kept around.
Mm-hmm.
Texted Alexander.
No, go ahead.
And did she kick him out? Nope.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Oh, Cinnamon Hot said changing clothing and cleaning up, probably texting GPS on phone. Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Magic Star said so she knew and let him stick around to continue. She certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Telling him her son had a bruise on his eyebrow, cheek, and jawline. Another text said, quote, "You're reckless."
You're reckless.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, mind you, these text messages are just what they're putting out, which is the tip of the iceberg. There's going to be more that is going to be put forward into the evidentiary hearing in March. You
a hell of a lot more.
bet your bottom dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Jeannie?
Oh, yes. There's more.
Another message said,
he had progressively been getting more and more hurt with you. Explanation marks.
But what did she do? She went to work and left him with him.
And so when people argue that she shouldn't be charged with capital murder because she didn't do it, well, in a way she did. That's the reason the state of Texas calls it injury by omission, meaning you let it happen.
Exactly. Exactly. She let it happen.
She let it happen. And it's a strange charge that a lot of people don't understand. I'm not saying I do. Well, actually I do. To me, it's plain as, the nose on my face. Mm-hmm. If you allow these things to happen to your child, you're just as guilty as a person that did it, according to Carroll County, Tarrant County, any of the places that this happened, because it wasn't the first time.
Nope.
That
she knew. I mean, that is the biggest takeaway right there. She knew what was happening inside her home with her son, and she chose not to protect him.
That's what she chose.
Quote, "He has progressively been getting more and more hurt with you." She then wrote, quote, "You're dangerous." A little over a week later, she said,
"Yep,
you're dangerous."
Yep. But it's okay that you're dangerous, but I'll keep my son here, my 3-year-old son here in your care while I'll go out and work. It's okay. Like, that is so pathetic. Like, I am so sick to my stomach over this. I'm just so sick.
It's bad enough she says you're dangerous and he progressively get hurt worse and worse and worse with you. Then she says, you being in my life is quite literally a threat to Dawson.
Yep.
All she had to do was change the locks or call his probation officer and say, come get him.
That's it. That's all. How hard would that be? It's her job to protect her children. That is her job as a mother, to protect her own children. And she refused to do it.
She refused, but there's a reason she refused to do it. She kind of thought this situation would take care of itself, like she would meet a new dude and that dude would get him out. But she couldn't let this get out because you know what that stops? Child support bus.
Yep.
Because if Dawson's father would have found out in September,
Mm-hmm.
all of this shit would have been over. All of it. He would have.
He would have. He probably would have went for an emergency custody of his children.
He would have.
Yep.
And then she would be paying him child support. She did not want that.
Nope.
And so she just kept thinking, if I just keep playing the text game, beep, 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 boop, 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 you being in my life is quite literally a threat to Dawson. You're dangerous. Progressively, he gets hurt worse. He's got a bruise above his eyebrow. She can't let that shit get out. Well, it's out now, and she's in jail for capital murder.
Exactly.
Not manslaughter, not involuntary, not second degree. Second, capital.
Yep. Exactly where she belongs.
That's right, baby.
In this message, you being in my life is quite literally a threat. Another message followed saying, there hasn't been a single time you've been alone with him where he hasn't been hurt. Then on October 14th, court records say Alexander called Berg in panic after hearing a thud. He then told her he was taking the boy to the hospital. But
all these text messages, he calls her and says, I heard a thud. And this thud, which could have been somebody knocking something off the counter, I got to take him to the hospital.
Yeah.
Ooh, Magic Star has a question. Ooh, this is a good one. Considering the text, I would classify this as premeditated. Ooh.
That is, yes. Because she knew.
Mm-hmm. Hence why she has capital murder as well. You're exactly right, Magic Star.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's no heat of the moment when you're dealing with a 3-year-old. What, did he come out wielding a damn machete or an AR or a Sig Sauer looking like Kyle Rittenhouse coming into the living room? No. There is no, as he has said, heat of the moment. The child was three.
Yep.
But you're exactly right, Magic Star. Exactly right.
He couldn't defend himself. He's just a baby.
He's just a baby.
He couldn't. How could he defend himself?
Nope.
he then told her he was taking the boy to the hospital. But records say doctors told police the child's injuries didn't match with what Alexander claimed happened. Tonight, that little boy is still fighting for his life. And the two people who were supposed to keep him safe are now facing charges instead. In McKinney, I'm Richard Solomon.
Boy, those messages are a lot. Bonnie, my girl Bonnie, I can't believe that egg donor was allowed to say goodbye. She wasn't. She had the balls of a burglar to actually ask to say goodbye.
Yeah, no, she was not allowed near that 500 feet near him.
Couldn't come around him. Pat has a question. Did the daycare not notice all the injuries from before this happened? What I read was when the injuries started happening, she kept him out of daycare and kept him in Mr. Ankle Monitor's care because she didn't want anyone to know what had previously happened. Am I wrong, Jeannie?
No, you're right. You're right. Because she was blaming the daycare. In the beginning, she was blaming the daycare for the bruises. So she took him out of daycare and put him where he was getting the bruises from.
Mm-hmm.
How about I just say it like that?
Yeah. The daycare, I'm sure, has been heavily questioned. They're probably going to be on the witness list to say, yes, he was abruptly taken out of daycare and
Yeah.
then left with Mr. Ankle Monitor. And so that's part of your premeditation, like Magic Star said. And I agree 100% with Magic Star. A sudden dropout should be a red flag. Can we go ahead and give a huge congratulations to Magic Star, because these are some amazing, amazing comments you're leaving today. Okay, I've got the wrong one up. Don't worry, you're in good hands. All right, this is where. Now, this is from Jeannie's page. I need to find it so everybody can go and give it a like, give it a follow. Hold on. Let's see. What's it called again? It should be right here because I check it all the time. True
Crimes.
True crime. Okay, true crimes. That's it? Just true crimes?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
True crime cases. Sorry, Brooks.
Oh, you're okay. Okay. There it is. Okay. Yeah, you guys can go give this a follow over there on the old Facebook, because I can tell you right now, she's got all the shit. Now, listen to this. Okay, we're going to listen to it twice. This is part one.
Situation and the last 2 months for you?
Well, that's a loaded question. There's been a lot of things going on. I'm Darian Zamora. I'm Dawson Zamora's father. As for the last 2 months, it's just been up and down, a roller coaster of emotions. There's been a lot of anger and pain. It's obviously my son's been put in this situation, and he was in a hospital for over 50 days. And during that time, like, I'm grieving the fact that he's there, but also hating that he's in this situation, like stuck there. Like he was ruled that he had global brain damage and it was going to be in a vegetative state a while ago. And he was just stuck there because of the legal stuff of all of this. And I just had to sit there and try to stay calm and collected as he's just suffering every day. And so just the whirlwind of anger and sadness, and then wanting relief, and then dealing with the legal stuff with attorneys and judges and all of that has been miserable.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. And so can you tell us a little bit about when you first found out that this had happened to your son, and kind of just start from the beginning?
Yeah, so when I first found out, I was called by foster home. Like when I first found out that I got called by CPS and foster care, and they said, Mr. Zamora, have you been aware of what happened to your son? And I had no idea at the time. And they were like, well, can you get somewhere where you can sit down? We have some news to tell you. And I said, at that point, I was pacing back and forth. I was like, just spit it out, like, respectfully, like, tell me what's going on. And they were like, well, your son is at Medical City, Dallas, and he's not doing very well. When can you get there? I was like, I'll be there right now. And so I went to the hospital. As soon as I walked in, I see Chelsea Berg and her mom, Kathy, sitting in the lobby at the hospital. That was the very first day. And I walked up to Chelsea and I hugged her. I didn't know her involvement of anything. I was like, what happened? Why is he here? And the very first thing she said out of her mouth into my ear when I was hugging her was, it doesn't look good. And I'll never forget that, because that's the last time I spoke to her, really. She said, it doesn't look good, and they're not letting us get back there. And as the days went on, I found out that she wasn't allowed back there because she was being investigated for her involvement in this. But at the time, I was confused on why his mom couldn't go back there. The grandmother wasn't back there, and I just kind of snuck in. Another employee was going through the door. The door's locked, and you have to like get buzzed in. The employee was going through it, and I just walked in, and I'm looking for my son, going down the hallways, room to room to room to room. And I said, "Where's Dawson Zamora?" And then they finally, one staff member pointed to the room, and then that's when I was met with all the detectives and police and all of that. And they shared what happened and told me that they were going to arrest Chelsea.
Okay. All right. I'm going to pause it right there. We're going to go back, though. First off, thank you so much, Kimberly Mann, for the super sticker and keeping the channel going. Magistar has a question. How much did the grandmother know?
Very good question.
Yeah. How much did she know, and why wasn't she taking care of her grandchildren as opposed to, I can't talk for shit today, as opposed to Mr. Ankle Monitor?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, is she the one, if I read it correctly, that put her house up for collateral to get her daughter out of jail the first go around in October before she was rearrested after Dawson died?
That there, I have no idea. I don't know. I haven't heard that.
Okay. I would love to know exactly how much she knows.
Doesn't look good. I'll never forget that because that's the last time I spoke to her. Really, she said it doesn't look good, and they're not letting us get back there. And as the days went on, I found out that she wasn't allowed back there because she was being investigated for her involvement in this. But at the time, I was confused on why his mom couldn't go back there. The grandmother wasn't back there, and I just kind of snuck in. Another employee was going through the door. The door's locked, and you have to like get buzzed in. The employee was going through it, and I just walked in, and I'm looking for my son, going down the hallways, room to room to room to room. And I said, "Where's Dawson Zamora?" And then they finally, one staff member pointed to the room, and then that's when I was met with all the detectives and police and all of that. And they shared what happened and told me that they were going to arrest Chelsea for her involvement. And at that time, I didn't know exactly what her involvement was, but they told me that day that they were going to arrest her.
Wow. And I know this is probably a very difficult question and only answer what you feel comfortable with, but can you maybe talk a little bit about the injuries that Dawson had on his body?
Yeah, I mean, the initial injuries will come out in the criminal side of this, the criminal case. I can say that there was, sort of severe bruising. There was so much swelling that they had to remove the bone flap from his skull. So I guess his brain could swell past his skull. And so I guess before I even got there,
Okay. That is a lot more than a thud. They had to take out.
The brain flap.
Katie Jones says, sperm donor, as you so rudely call him, lives hours away. No. Nobody here is blaming the dad, Katie. I mean, no one. We are talking about the boyfriend and the mom. Nobody here on my watch will call Dawson's father a sperm donor. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm sorry if you came in late and you heard something the wrong way. Nobody said sperm donor. Actually, nobody said sperm donor at all. Did anyone hear sperm donor?
Nope. And how do we know what the relationship was with Dawson and with Dawson's dad and the mom? How do we know? We don't know. We don't know what the dramatic was involved in that. And as far as Blick, this upsets me. Victim,
No, he's a victim too, is what we said.
Yes, 100%. He is a victim as well.
And look at him. I mean, he, like you said, he's 31 years old. This is the first experience in death he's ever had to face, and it's his 3-year-old little boy.
That's right.
Yeah, nobody's blaming him. I don't know what you heard. No idea, Katie, but it didn't come from here.
Going through it, and I just walked in, and I'm looking for my son, going down the hallways, room to room to room to room, and someone, I said, "Where's Dawson Zamora?" And then they finally, one staff member pointed to the room, and then that's when I was met with all the detectives and police and all of that, and they shared what happened and told me that they were going to arrest Chelsea for her involvement. At that time, I didn't know exactly what her involvement was, but they told me that day that they were going to arrest her.
Wow. And I know this is probably a very difficult question and only answer what you feel comfortable with, but can you maybe talk a little bit about the injuries that Dawson had on his body?
Yeah, I mean, the initial injuries will come out in the criminal side of this, the criminal case. I can say that there was, sort of severe bruising. There was so much swelling that they had to remove the bone flap from his skull. So I guess his brain could swell past his skull. And so I guess before I even got there, that very quickly he went into that surgery and they removed his skull cap. And as for his body, there was just bruises up and down his arms. And the biggest thing for me, besides his head trauma, there was like it looked to me like a boot print on his stomach, and it was I don't know if it was a fist or
It looked like a boot print on his stomach.
3 years old. 3 years old.
3 years old. And according to Chelsea, everybody's to blame except for her. Everybody's to blame except for her. What?
Yep.
She is a real piece of shit. Okay? She brought that devil into the den.
Yep.
Mr. Ankle Monitor. She's the one that alienated their daddy who loves the children so much.
Yeah.
She had no problem cashing his checks
That is right.
and asking him for money, did she?
Nope. Not at all.
A boot print on his belly.
a boot or I don't know the details of that yet. But he had severe in the beginning, the very first 3 weeks or so, severe stomach trauma. Like he had to go have emergency surgery for that because when he was, I guess, using the restroom, it wasn't coming out. It was getting stuck in his intestines and killing all of his intestines inside. So that he had to go have stomach surgery relatively quickly. I don't know the dates on the top of my head, but it was within that first week.
Katie Jones, we're all on the same page now. The system is so broken, we need huge reform. Exactly. They always say, defund the police, defund the police, defund the police. Fuck it. Give the police a raise. Defund the family court judges and the fucking social workers. Try that.
I agree.
I can't tell you how many cases that we have talked about on this channel, whether publicly, I mean, some in private, some in Discord. I think about little Corey Mikolo in New Jersey. Defund those fat ass chocolate milk drinking bitches. Defund them. I'm sure there's some good ones, but what's in our face right now shows there's not enough of them. Okay. I can go all the way back to Gabriel Fernandez. You know why they didn't care about Gabriel Fernandez? Because he's a little Hispanic kid. You know why they probably could have cared less about Dawson? Well, what's his last name? Fuck them. That's what I say. I'm done with their asses.
Yeah,
They've done nothing but fail and fail and fail. Sorry, go ahead.
No, excuse me. I just want to praise the police that were there that day and for their great work that they did and getting both of them arrested
With a quickness.
with a quickness. They didn't hesitate. They knew right away that he was abused.
I will say, I think it's pretty badass that they pulled Dawson's dad to the side and said, hey, by the way, we're getting ready to arrest this bitch. Just letting you know.
Yep.
So we're waiting for you to get here. And that was a strategic thing that they did.
Yep.
Because dad's there, she's arrested. That cuts through a ton of red tape.
Yep. Just like that. They
Mhm.
didn't hesitate whatsoever. They knew when that little boy, when Dawson went in there, they seen the bruises.
Mhm.
Those bruises, those bruises didn't come from a little thud. They knew that. They knew it right away.
No, but no, God, no. But I still find it very odd that he said, I heard a thud, like Katie Proudfoot.
Yeah.
Magic Star said there were so many opportunities to save Gabriel. He was failed massively. All across the board. There isn't one person that didn't have their finger in that pie that didn't fail him. And the worst thing the state of California did was take away the death penalty because, well, the people that were convicted in his murder deserve it badly. Well, you don't have to worry about that in Texas because they look forward to their death penalty. They do. They have zero issue with it.
No.
Now let's get to part 2 of Dawson's dad speaking. And it's only going to get more heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. And kind of fast forward to today, Dawson has passed away. He passed away Sunday. And then Chelsea was arrested on Monday, correct?
Yes. He died on Sunday, and I believe she was arrested on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. And so can you kind of tell us your feelings towards her being arrested?
I feel safer for my daughter. I feel that she is where she needs to be. Chelsea-wise, I feel like she needs to sit there. As of right now, there's no bond, and I believe her involvement is significant. She knew this happened, and as we go on, more and more evidence will come out to the public. But no, I feel like there's no excuse for her to be walking the streets, and so I'm happy that she's put away along with Alexander. Both of them need to sit there until the criminal proceedings happen.
Yeah.
And as for my son's death, people always ask me, like, what do I need? Or I don't even know what I need. Again, I'm beyond 50 days of this. So it's not like he died and I'm beginning that grieving process.
He's going to have several grieving processes. It really stung me to a different level when Al Stout, who is Gannon Stout's father. By the way, I put the link in there for the show you guys are talking about the pit bull. Go check it out. When he said he grieved when Gannon was missing. He grieved when it became a murder investigation. He grieved when Gannon was found in a suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
He grieved when the trial started, but then he started an entire different grief process once the trial was over. So when he says, I just started the grieving process, woo!
Yeah.
He's going to have a lot of grieving going on. Britt reached out to her ex's new girlfriend and tried to warn her, which is what women need to do for each other, that, hey, you might have a bad hombre with you. She said, I tried to warn her. I did my best to protect another child. I tried.
Thank you. You see
Thank-
something, say something.
Here she is again. Britt said, and she has children of her own. I told her they are not safe. They are not safe. No, that's what you do. But of course, and they'll say, she's just jealous because I'm with him. Hey, look, I don't play that game. All right? No.
Believe her involvement is significant. She knew this happened. And as we go on, more and more evidence will come out to the public. But no, I feel like there's no excuse for her to be walking the streets. And so I'm happy that she's put away along with Alexander. Both of them need to sit there until the criminal proceedings happen.
Yeah.
And as for my son's death, people always ask me, like, what do I need? Or I don't even know what I need. Again, I'm beyond 50 days of this. So it's not like he died and I'm beginning that grieving process now from his death, but I've been grieving for over 50 days. I've been suffering and crying and holding him and wanting him to wake up. And so this has just been an emotional drag. And so it's odd because I have this sense of relief that he's no longer in pain and he's resting in peace. But I also am mourning the fact that he's gone. And so it's this weird sense of some type of relief that he isn't suffering, but then I'm mourning the loss of my 3-year-old son. So it's to put in words of how I'm feeling, I still haven't come up with the way I feel. I've never felt these emotions. I don't have a word for it. I literally put one foot in front of the next, take it day by day. And just, I'm figuring it out as I go. I don't have any type of guidance to do this or how to do this or how to navigate this, because people have gone through trauma and pain. Like, and this is no disrespect to other family members that have lost a child, but I would like a drowning or a car accident or like just an overall accident of losing a child.
Okay, Pat, I agree with you 100%. Okay.
Yeah.
I have seen some comments from some people going, well, he doesn't act like he's grieving. He seems pretty put together. Listen, he's been preparing for this for 2 months. He was well aware when he got to the hospital, and Slut told him it doesn't look good. And the police pulled him to the side and said, we're about to arrest her. Okay. But he is in shock. I
is.
agree with that.
Yeah, Dawson was on life support for 50 days. People got to remember that. He was on life support 50 days.
Mhm.
And his dad wanted him to wake up. He prayed every single day for his son to wake up. So, I mean, yeah, he's grieving.
Mhm.
But you got to remember, too, he also has a daughter that he has to stay strong for as well.
Mm-hmm.
He has to take care of her now.
Yeah, nobody would ever want to see my grief process because in public, it's like nothing's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And I get home and I fall to pieces.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And I agree. He's in shock. Who wouldn't be?
Yeah.
He's been in shock since October 14th of 2025, and probably another layer of shock when he finds out all these text messages that Chelsea knew the whole time that Mr. Ankle Monitor had been abusing his little boy. That's his son. That's his name. That's going to be carried on for generations.
And him, like all of us, well, I know a few people, how can you wrap your mind around the fact that your child was murdered? How you can't wrap your head around that. That is a very difficult thing to do, is to come to the realization that your child was murdered.
Murdered.
3 years old.
He didn't have an accident. He wasn't climbing a tree and fell out. He didn't, jump into the pool when somebody was at the grill. He didn't run out to the street and get hit. I mean, we're not talking an accident. And all of those things, by the way, are horrible, horrible, horrible. This was murder.
Murder. His son was murdered. Try to wrap your head around that. I mean, any parent that has a child that's been murdered, you can't go to that dark place. You can't wrap your head around the fact that they were murdered. You know, and then try to wrap your head around the fact that it was his ex-wife and her boyfriend that did it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just like Magic Star said, by the irresponsibility of the woman you had your children with, no less.
Exactly.
It's like, you know, I get it. They split the sheets. He wasn't expecting this. No. And I want to say thank you very much to Angel P for gifting a Crime Lines and Lies membership. And look who got it. Trouble. I'm going to start calling you Double Trouble. Double
He
Trouble.
was going to take care of his children.
I agree with Sal. Sal, love you to pieces. There's no playbook on grieving. I will never quite understand when people pick apart the grieving process. I don't get it. I really don't understand that. I mean, there's some people, I just don't buy their bullshit. Okay. You know, I see them on an interview, but I mean, they're also suspects in a case.
Mm-hmm.
However, Dawson's daddy is nothing more than a great dad.
Yeah. Nobody knows how to grieve. People grieve differently. Not everybody grieves the same way.
I think that I have grief I haven't dealt with. I'm still grieving my mother.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
I'm still grieving my father-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
He's 2 years now. That was a really tough day for me. You know, I still grieve my Aunt Susie. Now, I can't say that much for my mother-in-law because she's not going to be missed by anybody on this fucking planet, but her ashes are back there in OJ's playroom. But I mean, anyway, she's still there.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. Everybody
And so
grieves.
it's this
I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to hit that.
No, I'm just saying that everybody grieves differently.
Mm-hmm. It's not a Band-Aid.
No.
it's odd because I have this sense of relief that he's no longer in pain and he's resting in peace, but I also am mourning the fact that he's gone. And so it's this weird sense of some type of relief that he isn't suffering, but then I'm mourning the loss of my 3-year-old son. So it's to put it in words of how I'm feeling, I still haven't come up with the way I feel. I've never felt these emotions. I don't have a word for it. I literally put one foot in front of the next, take it day by day, and just I'm figuring it out as I go. I don't have any type of guidance to do this or how to do this or how to navigate this, because people have gone through trauma and pain. Like, and this is no disrespect to other family members that have lost a child, but I would like a drowning or a car accident or like just an overall accident of losing a child is traumatic enough, but Dawson was murdered. This wasn't an accident. And so even if I call people that have lost children, they have at least some type of relief in their heart that it was an accident and there was nothing they could have done. With me, it's different because this didn't have to happen. He was taken from me.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine. And we're all thinking and praying for you over here at News Channel 10. So what is next? I know that you mentioned today that you were having meetings and different things like that. So what is next in this journey for you?
So, I mean, the police aren't going to, and neither will I. There's more and more evidence still that they have. We're not going to speak about all of it that they have and that I know to the public. So there's going to be more that comes out. As for what's the next step, I guess there's we have 90 days to get in front of a grand jury. Again, I don't know all the legal terms, but you have 90 days to go in front of a grand jury, and then after the grand jury, has to happen before January 13th. And so we'll have something within this next month of the actual proceedings of what the criminal side is going to look like after that.
Bofa D67, football-themed tight end tenderizer among many. Fill your holes with Christmas joy this season while supplies last. Sell that shit to Pat. Sell that shit to Susan. I don't need no tenderizer for my hole. We're talking about Dawson here. You really fucked up my show, weirdo.
So what is next in this journey for you?
So, I mean, the police aren't going to, and neither will I. There's more and more evidence still that they have. We're not going to speak about all of it that they have and that I know to the public. So there's going to be more that comes out. As for what's the next step, I guess there's we have 90 days to get in front of a grand jury. Again, I don't know all the legal terms, but you have 90 days to go in front of a grand jury, and then after the grand jury, has to happen before January 13th. And so we'll have something within this next month of the actual proceedings of what the criminal side.
I love it. Now, I don't love that any of this happened. They have 90 days for a grand jury, but guess what's going to happen? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Right after the new year. Guess who's first on the ticket? Mr. Ankle Monitor and Chelsea. And they do not have a snowball's chance in hell of getting through this.
Nope. Nothing is going to save them. Nothing.
Nope. And I think it was great too. Not that Dawson was life flighted to Dallas Memorial, because woo.
Yeah.
But that the Texas Rangers were there.
Yep.
So that's a totally different level of law enforcement when you bring in the brown hats.
They wasted no time whatsoever.
Nope. Mallory says life without parole. I think it's going to be a little more than that. I don't think Chelsea's ever going to see the light of day. And I think old Christopher Alexander, a.k.a. Monster, a.k.a. Mr. Ankle Monitor, I can tell you right now, he's getting the death penalty. He is.
It's Texas. They have the death penalty.
He's getting the death. That's it. He's the good old DP.
If anybody deserves the death penalty, it's both of them. No questions asked.
You know, I don't think since Carla Faye Tucker has Texas executed a woman. I could be wrong. It's very few and far between when states execute a woman. I'll never understand why. But I can tell you what, this jury right now, when they bring them into McKinney, they need to find Baptist women. Okay, you're going to understand if you're from that area, or if you're Melanie will know what I'm talking about. Melanie, are you here? That can't keep their nose in their own business. You let them all line up. Yes, squeeze on those benches, and you get ready to hear it all. They won't take 2 seconds to say death.
Yeah. And no plea deals. None.
No. No,
they don't deserve a plea deal at all. Dawson didn't get anything. He didn't plead. Well, he probably did plead for his life, but he still died.
Well, I'm still pissed about Audrey Cunningham. I'm still pissed about that case. Her mother and the grandparents didn't want that nasty bastard to get death. So he got life. No appeals, no parole, nothing. Why? Why?
I don't understand
and that was that family's decision. Why would you do that? Why would you do it? No. It's not going to happen that way here. No way will Dawson's father say, yeah, I mean, as long as they admitted guilt, go ahead and just,
No.
lock him up, and throw away the key. No, he's not going to do that.
Needs to
No.
go in front of a grand jury, and then after the grand jury, has to happen before January 13th. And so we'll have something within this next month of the actual proceedings of what the criminal side is going to look like after that grand jury before January 13th. And so that's in the works right now, is that grand jury thing.
Yes, of course. Well, again, thank you so much for talking with us. I know that this has been an unimaginable time for you and your family. So I very much appreciate you sitting down and talking to me and telling me about what the last couple of months have been for you and your family.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you guys. And we're going to keep going, and we're going to fight for justice. And I feel like my son will forever live on through his legacy that he's already built at such a young age. And hopefully we can be a voice for other children that this shouldn't happen. Why are children being abused, and why are children being murdered from and mothers around the world or even fathers, like bringing women that you don't fully understand why. I just don't get why he was left with a boyfriend. I don't get it.
Yeah, no, of course. Well, again, thank you so much, sir. I really do appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, ma'am. Sorry, Paige. I thank you very much.
He's asking all the right questions, but he will never get the right answers. Why leave him with a boyfriend that you knew was abusive to your child? Why?
Yeah. It's horrible. It's tragic. It's I mean, why do women do it? And why do men do it? Why? How come you cannot just stay single, until your kids are grown and out the door,
Or you find the right one who's a fit and that wouldn't hurt a fly and everything melds together, that type of thing. But no, not her. She jumped out of the frying pan into the fire. I'm sick of it. I really am.
He had a goddamn ankle monitor, for God's sakes.
An ankle monitor for felony stalking. And I have a feeling, which is very hard to get a hold of court records in Texas, we're going to find out there's a little more to it than that. Okay?
Yep.
That's crazy. Susan wants to know where they met. I heard at a bar in Frisco. Now, what he's doing with an ankle monitor at a bar in Frisco, I'll never understand. That's just what I read in one of the comments. Do you know, Jeannie?
I have no idea where they met. I really don't care. Maybe behind bars. Maybe she was writing to him while he was in jail. I don't know. Jesus. I have no idea.
I mean, and just because he's on house arrest, how did he become house arrested at her house?
I don't know.
How did any probation officer say, okay, well, then he can be on house arrest at your house? He had to change his address and everything. He had to ask for mitigation and say, I'm changing addresses. This is my new address.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't do that at all.
Maybe he didn't. Because I think we all know that the corrections board isn't that great of keeping up with criminals. Hence why we have to get the U.S. Marshals involved a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is 100% on Chelsea Berg and 100% on Christopher Alexander.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with Dawson's father. Skip Tracer said East Texas corruption. Woo! Well, this wasn't East Texas. This is around Dallas.
Yeah.
So, and to be quite honest, the probation officer, he probably has, I can't tell you how many people. And the minute he gets a beep, he knows that they're there. He doesn't really give a shit. But I want to say thank you very much to Jeannie for being here, because she is heavily passionate about this case and very involved. And also, Dawson's father, make sure you go check out her page. He interacts on there quite a bit.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, just, I mean, just do the right thing for your children. I mean, this is, it's common sense. Your children are your future. It's time that we as parents step up and take care of our children and protect them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so many cases. Well, thank you, Brooks, for having me on.
Oh, anytime. Hang on. I'm putting your link back up. A couple people missed it.
Oh.
Yep. You guys will get all the goods there. She's got all kinds of cases and things she talks about. Also, she comes on quite often. Well, pretty much every time we do, about Jack and Lily. Okay. Everyone says they're following Jeannie. They're following Jeannie. They're following Jeannie. Awesome. And don't forget to follow us over here. Okay. I saw we had some new people in here. Magic Star, you're going to fit right in. You are in great company. Don't forget to set your reminders because we're live every morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. And it's always a different case, a different face. And then there's some cases we talk about more than others because, well, there's other things going on. But you guys are the absolute best. And I think I'm working on another show for this afternoon, if you're up for it. That's totally up to you. But if you want to be around the best people, the best mod squad, and cool people like Jeannie that come on panel, come on in. All right, Jeannie, we're out. Love you, girlfriend.
Bye.